I'm honored to be speaking to you all this evening, although I have to admit, when I first came into the auditorium, I wasn't sure if this was graduation or a gardening ceremony. On behalf of my classmates on the stage, I'd first like to thank all the parents and teachers who have paved the way for us in our journey to this stage. It's pretty obvious that without Mr. Cosgrove's Rice Krispie treats and Mr. Davis's blurred lines references, we would definitely never have made it here. A few weeks ago, it was my 18th birthday. After doing the obvious and buying a $3 lottery ticket, I decided to Google other things I can do in my newfound adulthood. I clicked on a link that said, in big bold letters, 30 exciting things you can finally do once you're 18. I read about how at last I could finally sue someone, finally work more jobs, and the utmost teenage dream, finally go to jail. And I started to wonder if being 18 was going to be all that great. Then I saw number 29, skydiving. For me, leaving high school and going off to college feels a little like skydiving. For the past 18 years, most of us have had a life grounded in the strong support of the Laker family that has been by our sides for as long as we can remember. Now we're about to take off, and we'll soon find ourselves miles above the ground in unknown territory with only our proverbial parachute to supply a safe landing. As we prepare to jump, I have 3 pieces of advice to my fellow classmates for the free fall we are about to take. Number 1, face the challenge. Imagine yourself standing on a plane looking down at the tiny trees and houses. Picture a mountain that was once so high but is now a dot on the horizon. Listen to the water rushing 1,000 feet below you and feel the thin parachute on your back. To some of you, this may seem like the best place to be in the world, and you jump in an instant. If you're like me, on the other hand, this mental image gives you heart palpitations and sweaty palms. However exciting college will be, we know it will also bring new challenges to our lives. There will be new friends, new teachers, and a new level of academics, maybe far from home. We'll have to learn to face these obstacles head first, even if we're anxious about the outcome. And yet, sometimes, a little fear is a good thing. Once we take the jump, or face the challenge, we will realize we have so much power. We will gain the confidence to do other things we never thought we could. We will learn to be bold. We will learn to take risks for our passions and give it our all every time and everywhere. We will learn, eventually, to trust ourselves. I know jumping is scary, but it'll be one of the most exciting times of our lives. So, my first piece of advice, whatever challenge comes your way, you just have to take a deep breath and jump. Number 2, keep your eyes open and look around. Many of you might think you already know what you want out of the next 4 years. It might be laying the groundwork to get into medical school or law school. It may be joining a sorority and meeting new sisters. It may even be, sorry parents, 4 years of partying. In reality, it's probably a combination of those things. However, I also hope that while you're doing all of these things, you'll keep your eyes wide open. There is so much that we, at 18, have yet to discover about ourselves and the world. There are academic subjects we don't even know exist that will amaze us. There are people who we would never think to speak to, but may become our very best friends. The experiences we are least expecting are usually the ones that will teach us the most. When we jump, we don't want to be oblivious to our surroundings. Even with our eyes closed, we know who we are and what we want to do. What we need to remember is to open our eyes and look around at what else the world has to offer, because when we do, we will see sights we never imagined were possible. So tip number 2, don't close your eyes on the journey down. Number 3, realize that the world is much bigger than us. When we're looking down on the miniature scenery from up in the air, we can feel how enormous the earth is. Just the same, when we go to college, we should remember that each of us is one person in a world of billions. This doesn't mean we're not important. We have an unreal amount of power. Collectively as a class, we have the ability to do almost anything. We can do chemical equations, write poems, create computer code, and paint in watercolor. We can play lacrosse, or guitar, or the saxophone. Each one of us has a different passion, a different interest, a different talent, but together we have everything. As we embark on our college journey, let's use these abilities to serve the places and the people we see in front of us. What counts is what we can do to better the world, not only what we can do for ourselves. This same big world that makes us feel so small, however, is also a big world that can't change without our help. And with that, my third piece of advice. Even though we may feel microscopic at that moment, know that everything big comes from something small. With these 3 lessons, we'll be ready for whatever new adventure life throws at us. I think we are ready to face challenges. We are ready to look around and be open to possibility. We are ready to change the lives of others. As the wind from that unknown plane blows in our faces, I know we are ready for what's about to come our way. To the class of 2016, we are ready to jump. Just remember to pull the cord once you're in the air. Thank you.